looks like we're going to have sound. Yay. Well, happy January 7th. I don't really have it to stream, but I wanna make videos regularly and solicit people for money and things. No, I have a lot of stone I want to move. I have to move this month. Um, haven't found anything yet, but I have faith. Something's going to come. Something will appear. Otherwise, things are moving in a decent trajectory toward getting this place cleaned out and packed out and cleaned out and gone. But anyway, I don't want to get political tonight. I'm just going to play. I just want to make noise. Maybe I'll get political after I make noise, but I'm going to make noise first. I just got my horn back from getting fixed. And he did it for less than $50. Yay, James. Best repairman in town at Bookman's. Okay. I think I did that. It's actually, it was a solid 20, 30 years before I could stand listening to myself play. Yeah, my COPD's been acting up. I haven't had no cigarettes, but I've only had a few. 4 today. echinacea and golden seal tonic. Yeah, that's a then what? What's one of those? You get going inside of a key, and you just like keep running it through the changes and never go back to the. Just don't go back to. Just avoid the tonic. Just keep avoiding the tonic. Just slide right past the tonic. Do funny things all the way all around the tonic, and you can keep doing that forever. It gets boring with it. I mean, piano's different. You can really, but a single line instrument, it gets boring fast. Let's see what other. That's all I do too. Is like I'll just pick a key and play with it for a while, and then move to another key and play with it for a while, till that starts getting boring, and then just go to another key. Once in a while, I'll play an actual song, less and less. And I used to do it a lot, but 1999 kind of changed my whole life. I didn't have a TBI, but I broke my face pretty bad, and just changed a lot of my motivation, and you know, like killed all my motivation to do much of anything but like wait for God to come back or die. Anyway, about that, my messaging is still clear. It's just, the dates and times are like, hey, well, what can we say? Humans are not the pinnacle of creation. We're kind of like stupid children. And either, believe it or not, and eventually they're going to show themselves. And I'm just doing what I do, which is nothing at all like what they say I do. I admit to certain things that are just like totally interpreted as something other than what they were. And let's just go ahead and leave it at that. No, I don't. I admit to doing thus and such, which is not the same as what you call it. Okay? You're haters. You're mean, stupid people that can't refute anything I say, so you try and twist shit out of proportion with reality. It's not working real well, except for with insane people. Unfortunately, you managed to enter into my life a little too close, too often, and something's going to be done about that. That's another one. Like, okay, give me a reason to keep going. Give me something to play against. Ah, shit. This is closing. No. Fuck. He's just working on all of that. Those keys weren't closing at all. Let's see how the C sharp's doing. That's like, oops, that's two cheese ball. That's ham and cheese on toast there. I don't know how much of this is there so far. Almost 20 minutes of it. That's usually about a whole set worth of making noise for me before I need to take a break. Orange juice tonight. Yeah. It's like, okay, quit that shit. And I guess I'm going to lecture tonight. So excuse me, but you know, they're trying to blame what happened yesterday on Antifa. And that was a totally fascist move yesterday. Antifa had nothing to do with it. I have the zoom in. Let's zoom it out a little bit. So anyway, I replaced the door today. Yay. $40, $43. I also got my horn fixed. Sounding good. Surprised myself a little bit. I really like to find some people to play with. So it makes such a difference for me. Be playing into somebody instead of just playing into the wind. But I guess I'm going to lecture a little bit, because there's been some strong postings and strong reactions to postings. If anybody's talking directly to me. No. Let's see what this is about. There's This is definitely something I want to read. This is a link I shared from the Daily Beast. I forget exactly what Daily Beast is rated at. Let's check them out before we start reading. I'm going to read the article first, and then some comments of my own and others. So, the Daily Beast is left biased. Liberal causes, story selection, or political affiliation. And they're rated very high for factual, mostly factual. Left biased, but hey, we need, it's good for fair, and gotta keep things fair and balanced. They've, according to Media Bias Fact Check, they failed a couple of fact checks, so they only get mostly factual instead of high. So, in the Beast, we have the headline, Capitol Police Officer Dead. Oh, they've changed it. So it's Capitol Police Officer on life support after pro-Trump riot. They had him listed as dead. They've upgraded his condition. And this story is about all of them, the people who died. 4 others died in the violent chaos, including Kevin Greeson, who suffered a heart attack, and Roseanne Boyland, who reportedly died after being crushed in the crowd. Then there was another guy who had a stroke. Capitol Police Officer. This was from 7 o'clock. This was from 8:38 Eastern earlier tonight. It's 11:40 Eastern now. Capitol Police Officer hurt during the pro-Trump riot at the U.S. Capitol was on life support with a brain injury on Thursday night, his family said. CNN and a local station reported the officer died, but Capitol Police later said that was inaccurate.
And the officer's family told the Daily Beast that the last they heard was that he was on a ventilator with a blood clot on his brain and it didn't look good. If he does not survive, he would be the fifth fatality tied to the insurrection. One woman was shot by police trying to enter into the House chamber, and just the fact that she got as far as she did, um, there were police right there that could have prevented it from her from breaking through that window and getting shot by the plainclothesman on the other side. But they didn't. I'm hoping that they're going to look into that real closely, like why. Um, the officer is a former Air National Guardsman um, who served in Operation Desert Shield and Operation Enduring Freedom before joining the police force, a relative said. The family was driving from New Jersey to the hospital. David Beast is not releasing the officer's name, and the Capitol Police did not identify him. Authorities did identify 4 individuals who died, including an Alabama sales representative who tweeted COVID-19 cure hoaxes and a Georgia woman who was reportedly crushed in a crowd. Benjamin Phillips, 50, from Pennsylvania, died from a stroke. Kevin Greeson had a heart attack. He's from Alabama. Roseanne Boylan, she got crushed in the crowd. Ashley Babbitt, 35, was fatally shot by a plainclothes cop after climbing through a broken window and trying to enter the House chamber. More than 50 Capitol and D.C. police were injured during the riot as Congress met to confirm Joe Biden's Electoral College victory, including several who were hospitalized. All 4 deaths are under investigation. There were only about 50 or 60 arrests. The number is unclear, but something's just not computing about the police response yesterday. While authorities haven't provided details on the medical emergencies, Greeson's son said his father died from a heart attack mid-protest. Boylan died after being crushed by the crowd, according to one report, while Phillips had a stroke, fellow protesters said. My dad had a heart attack yesterday and sadly passed away, Kyler Greeson said in a statement. Well, I loved him so much, he made me the man I am today. Always going to car shows to support me and to enjoy the cars together. Him, my brother, and I would ride motorcycles together and have a great time. He was such a great man. We all miss you so much. Please keep our family in your thoughts and prayers. I'd rather not read the things that he said. He was a militant nationalist, religious nationalist, brandishing automatic weapons in front of a Christmas tree. New York Times reported Greeson collapsed while speaking to his wife on the phone among a crowd of fellow Trump supporters on the west side of the Capitol building. Emergency personnel rushed over to help the father at 5 and began to perform chest compressions, but were unable to revive him, the report states. His wife, Christy Greeson, told the Times her husband, who suffered from high blood pressure, was excited to attend the Trump rally because he believed the election had been stolen from the president. He felt like it was a monumental event in his mind. She said, noting her husband left her home Tuesday and spent the night with a friend in Virginia. I didn't want him to go. I didn't feel like it was safe. Greeson's wife also noted that her husband was a political junkie who saw the good and bad in Trump. His social media account confirmed his affinity for the president. In one July 28th tweet, Greeson falsely claimed hydroxychloroquine, zinc, and Z-Pack works to cure you from COVID-19 before adding Trump 2020, Twitter sucks. There is no conclusive evidence that azithromycin used to treat various infections and hydroxychloroquine used to prevent malaria can cure COVID-19, but it has proven itself to be more effective than nothing in keeping the infection from getting serious. It doesn't cure it, but it's definitely the clinical trials are pointing to it being a good prophylactic. You pretty much have to cure yourself of this one. But there are things like zinc and hydroxychloroquine. There's all kinds of natural. Nice, I'm big on the Echinacea Golden Seal, always have been. That's my Echinacea Golden Seal and valerian root. Um, that's my secrets to my own personal secret. Keep my shit together. Herbs. Are those the Echinacea and the Golden Seal are for immune strength, and the valerian is for mental. I valerian is for helping me keep my mind from wandering too far onto the wrong subjects. Um, anyway, back to this. Grayson only posted 6 times on Twitter since he joined in 2019, while most are tweets supporting Trump's 2020 campaign. The 55-year-old also called former Ohio Governor John Kasich an outspoken critic of Trump an idiot. According to his LinkedIn, Grayson had been a senior sales representative at Allied Mineral Products in Athens for the last 5 months and had over 20 years of experience in safety management and sales management. He previously worked at Goodyear Textile Mill as a safety training coordinator for 21 years until 2006. Without confirming Boylan's name, police said a woman was crushed to death among the crowd, according to the Capitol, according to Axios. In an interview with News 11 Live, one of Boylan's sisters described her as a real happy, wonderful person and shared a photo of her smiling with a tattoo across her chest that says "Beautiful Disaster." Kennesaw, Georgia resident had a slew of run-ins with the law. Court records indicated she pleaded guilty to heroin and cocaine charges as well as receiving stolen property in 2011. Boylan was also charged with heroin possession or distribution at least 4 other times in Fulton and Cobb counties, in addition to battery charges, obstruction of law enforcement, and trespass over the years. On her Facebook account, Boylan shared posts from far-right activist group Project Veritas and videos of Trump's rallies. In one post, she reshared anti-vaxxer and coronavirus conspiracy theories. I understand COVID can be very deadly or very dangerous for some people, but so are peanuts, strawberries, and so is shellfish, the post said. In another post shared on January 3rd, Boylan falsely said that all hotels, restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, and convenience stores in D.C. would be closed until mid-January to prevent Trump supporters from converging on the city. For all the patriots heading to D.C., bring extra food, water, blankets, supplies, and have a plan for where to sleep. Patriots not going to D.C., please echo this info, post said. Phillips, Pennsylvania computer programmer, died of a stroke just hours after driving a white van to the rally and coordinating transport for several of his fellow Trump supporters, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. According to the Inquirer, he said before the protest, "It seems like the first day of the rest of our lives. To be honest, they should name this year 0 because something will happen." According to a LinkedIn matching his name, Phillips was the founder of Trumperoo.com, a now defunct website for MAGA supporters, and had graduated with a degree in computer science from Temple University. He told the Inquirer earlier this week that he named the site after a stuffed kangaroo he made, which had orange hair and red, white, and blue boxing gloves, and was meant to resemble Trump. Gordy Smith, a protester who traveled with Phillips to D.C., said he started calling Phillips when the 50-year-old didn't show up to the group's meeting post at 6 p.m. to return home. Finally, Smith told the Inquirer a police officer picked up the phone and said he'd suffered a stroke and died at George Washington University Hospital. Everyone was shocked. Smith said it was a very somber drive home. Babbitt, an Ocean Beach, California resident and 14-year Air Force veteran, had posted in support of the violent QAnon conspiracy theory and was unrelenting in her support for the president. In total, she sent 21 tweets referencing the QAnon slogan, starting in February 2020. She also appeared to embrace conspiracy theories that hospitals are claiming fake coronavirus patients. Her husband, Aaron Babbitt, told KUSI he didn't travel with her to D.C. and was due to pick her up from the airport on Friday. Ashley was both loyal as well as extremely passionate about what she believed in. Babbitt's brother-in-law, Justin Jackson, told KNSD TV, she said, She loved this country and felt honored to have served in our armed forces. Well, that was a shitty ending to that story. But that's okay, because it gives some texture to what happened yesterday, and the kind of people that were sucked into it and what reasons they were sucked into it for. And it's all this mental conditioning with lies. Just get people to believe lies. So here, Diane shared this to the group with just my comment was just 4 protesters and a cop died yesterday. And she's very sad, all of it. Change is coming. So let's see what the comments were. These are not patriots. They don't even know what a true patriot is. And Diane saying, yes, agreed. Very sad situation, but many changes launched from this tragic moment in Washington. Thank goodness for stretched jeans. I got me a COVID belly. The isolation intestines. Here's someone who's like, change is coming. Careful what you wish, because change has already come by the GOP sanctioning of violent prejudice and treason. The rest of the U.S. has to engage with the deluded folk who still believe in Trump, not understanding his game. Women back in the real honchos of sedition will be toast. The electric chair would do fine, but I don't believe in capital punishment. And Diane's response to that is, change means good too, not just bad. If this had not have happened, no mention of Trump's true intent. How protesters from climate to BLM treated in comparison? Much would not be changing. Huge jump into 2021. On her, the guy come back with, I'm not minimizing the actuality of change for good. An American theologian has remarked on how humans are always saints and sinners at the same time, and that seems certainly true for the body politic. I also know what is typical of any system relying on ongoing order, be it in physics, biology, or politics. Namely, it takes a lot more time and an extraordinary amount of energy to create order and maintain it than to destroy it utterly. That's a fact, Jack. Trump and like-minded wannabe, like such as Brazil's Bolsonaro, has shown us this again. The other side always has the far easier job, and that means we can never let ourselves fall off the hook. Cop isn't dead. He's in intensive care with a brain. We already know that. So here's Diane is starting to get some like rah-rah kind of comments. And she stepped in and said, a human being died and now more. I do not care what you believe in, but on this thread, which is mine, and posted for a dear friend I respect, which is me, I will not allow acting like this is okay or means nothing. These are human beings, be it good or bad. We've seen our protesters hurt, gunned down, killed, jailed, harassed, and we cannot become like the enemy. And here's somebody supporting what she said. I deplore and detest virtually everything about Trump and his supporters, but as a pacifist leftist, I totally agree with your enlightened perspective. We cannot emulate the worst aspects of those who so loathe us and the better world we valiantly stand for and strive toward. This is something that, what's his name? Hans and Sophie Scholl, in the White Rose Society pamphlets pointed out that you can't meet fascism with violence because then you're becoming fascist yourself. So here's someone else saying, as sad as it is, they brought these actions on themselves by their actions toward others. This is a reminder you get back what you put out. With that being said, Diane is right. It all has to happen the way it's happening for a reason. See it yet or not, understand it yet or not, but believe it. And I got around to them later after it had been posted and talked about for a while. We are the change. We always have been the change, and I shared this specifically because it made people out of the people who died yesterday, giving us relatable context for our own perspectives on what happened and why it happened. For the past 2.5 centuries, the banker gangsters have been fear conditioning people into consenting to go to war for their profit and for little other really discernible reason than their own enrichment by dehumanizing another population for us to hate on. Since the end of the Indian Wars, it's mostly been commies or Nazis and on other people's soil, but this time they're presenting us with a double boogeyman of commies and Nazis on our own soil. Nobody with any sense is taking that bait because the formula is too obvious. Create the problem and then resolve it with martial law. What we have been seeing is bipartisan pan-racial solidarity holding to what's true and enduring about the American ideals and rule of law pretty stalwartly all through this very treacherous 4 years. Trumpism is now the point of disgrace for America to move forward from. I see a lot to be hopeful about through the haze of the mad play of events this year. An ecosystem's strength comes from its diversity. The more species there are, the more resilient the ecosystem is to catastrophic collapse due to natural disasters or deadly predators, parasites, and pathogens. Despite the best efforts of the billionaire Bozo Brigade, attempting to dismantle what we built into the system in the past 50 years, we, the people, being the fulcrum of the system of checks and balances, in all our diversity have prevailed, providing there are no further attempts at insurrection. You can rest assured that the extreme left in the US is now and always has been very moderate and social democracy minded, hardly Maoist, revolutionary communist party types at all, who've always been fringe, many of whom no doubt are just going over to the armed and inbred idiots on the right who embrace the scorched earth revolutionary agenda. Me and mine have always approached the revolution in terms of remodeling what we already have, to remove the systemic blocks that favor wealthy Caucasian people, leveling the playing field for everybody, while showing some respect to the natural world and culturally sensitive sites in the expansion of our population centers. This is the garden world. It's time to get back to the garden and start getting our metal from space rocks, leaving all the fossil fuels in the ground, converting everything to solar, hydro, geothermal, and fresh biomass for energy capture technologies. And that's pretty much where my head's been at for the last 40 years. I made a number of decisions. The main one being that I would never deny my instincts. I would never let my intellect talk my instincts out of responding to something that my instincts thought it needed to respond to in a particular way. And I don't join anything too easily. And don't stay long if I do. But for all my failures in the corporate world, I've been a terrific success in the real world, as far as I'm concerned, and in terms of fulfilling the commandments to help my fellows, to help, give food and shelter, transportation, comfort, with no expectation back. It's nice when I get it back, but this is for the universe. This is for my healing. This is, I got dealt a funny hand that has been really difficult to adapt to, but that's the survival of the fittest test here. Is that you know is the more adaptable is the most fit. So here I am being adaptable, and I really don't know what else to do besides go on the way I've been going on since I was little. You know, just take it as it comes and try not to get too deeply emotionally invested in things that I can have absolutely no, are completely beyond my control. Just don't let that shit bother you. I mean, there's as an empath, it's hard to like not let it bother you. But there's just so much emotional energy you can spare for things that you have no control over. It's just silly. It's just like, why are you draining yourself over things that you can do nothing to change? That old hippie, think globally and act locally. Um, just you got to take care of your own self and all the selves that are close to you that are important to the maintenance of your well-being and your community, your family, your community, and all. And that's what that's what we need to move. I always saw our relations, our relations are built outward from us in concentric bubbles. Um, the city, county, state, and federal governments all impact your life directly in different ways, and a lot less directly the further away from this where you live the government is. The least important person in your life directly impacting your life in the United States government is the president, no doubt. He's really very little more than a cheerleader as far as the things that directly impact you. You need to be working out from your city council people and school board representatives outward toward DC from home. Those are the people that are putting the pressure up. It's this social hierarchies that we build for ourselves. And we need to, those are our representatives, and we have our needs and wants, and we need to express them to them and follow through and make sure that they enact the legislation that we need to get our needs and wants taken care of. And I don't know if I don't think I want to ramble too much. That was 20 minutes of music and another 20, yeah, 20 and 20, that sounds good. We are the change. Be the best you can be, and fuck the dumb shit. No time for haters. So I'm not gonna waste my time with them haters. I got too many positive things going in my life, and too many nice people to like not give any of my emotions away to haters. Fuck haters. Namaste, motherfuckers. Happy day. Thanks for watching. Bye.